Okay, thanks for tuning in to George's Car Vids. If you've seen the video on the Camry, you know I'm on the lookout for a car for my stepson. If y'all didn't see the video, I'm gonna link it. He careened it off the road, cooked the motor in it. So I actually got rid of that vehicle and I need to replace it with something else. So I looked through the trade-ins for a couple possibilities. I got another one to look at Saturday. I'll probably pick it up over the weekend. We'll make a little video on it. But I've got one here that I actually traded for. That it's an interesting one. Might be a little bit of a project. And I may be interested in picking this one up for the kid. It is a 2006 Lincoln Zephyr. It's only got, I think, 115,000 miles. But I'm going to show it to you and tell me if you think it would be something you'd put a kid in. Alright, so here it is. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a 2006 Lincoln Zephyr. It's got 3 good tires and one that is looks kind of like the bald spot in the back of my head. I mean, it's an 06. It's going to have a few dents. It's got a salvage title for accident. It does have an airbag light on in it. They done a little hack job on the interior. We'll have to... if we end up going with this one, I'll have to do a little work, order a radio bezel, do a few things. But it's got keypad entry. It should also have keyless entry if I order the fob. So here's where I talk about they kind of did a bad job. You can see where this paint's popping. This bumper, you got clear coat flake in there. It's busted right there. So, I mean, really, I had to put a front bumper on it. You can tell they did a real bad job fixing this up in here. I don't know if they painted that with a paintbrush or what they did. Stuff I can fix. It is going to need a inner fender liner. It's one thing when they did the rebuild, they did not bother to replace it. Looks like everything's there to rehang it. It's a pretty cheap part to fix. And I can pick this thing up on the cheap, which I want. I'm afraid he'll wreck another one, so I don't want to put him in anything super nice. So let's hop in this one, start it up. Like I said, I've already driven a little bit. I want to do a little bit longer drive with it to see if it's okay. When I drove it, everything seemed good. It doesn't have any check engine lights on, but we'll hop in and take a look. So the inside's not perfect. It does have memory seats, power everything. The driver's seat has got... it's split right here. I could probably fix that or find another seat. Put seat covers on it. I mean, it's going to be just a cheap car. I didn't clean this thing up. We'll hop in it. It's a fairly warm day. We'll see if the AC and everything works in it. I know the cooled seats work. There's fucking flies everywhere. It's 116,810 with just an airbag light on. And you can tell it's a wrong color airbag, maybe even the wrong airbag, and it's in there loose. So I can get an airbag ordered for it. I can scan these codes and figure that out. Explain this one to me, guys. That's the factory plug, so it's there. They jack-legged a harness into it, and they hacked it back here. So, I mean, I can rewire this to put a factory radio in it. But the fact that they didn't even take, like literally, they cut into the back of this. They didn't even take the factory, they didn't even take the stuff to hook the radio they took out. They didn't even hook that crap, take the stuff to hook the radio they took out up. All they did was just make sure this one didn't have a radio, which it wasn't my customer. My customer traded this in like this. I'll need a new radio bezel more than likely. This will fit like a 7-inch double dent. I've already looked. Putting it, it's like $155. I'm gonna turn this air on. Let's see if it works. We'll turn the AC. It's not idling bad. Let me shut this off and we'll take her up the road. All right, as you can see, we're driving down the road. Doesn't feel like any problems. Maybe a little bit of a vibration in the front. You know, this thing might need an alignment. I did notice that my driver's side seat belt, the pretensioner shot in it. They did not replace it when they done this shoddy front end repair, but I don't know that it's anything that I can't do. I think I can just order the seat belt and pretensioner and fix that pretty quick. I do want to see if there's a way to check the transmission fluid. Now this is a 3-liter V6, so this is basically drivetrain wise, it's a Ford Fusion SEL with some Lincoln equipment on it. It's got fan controls on the steering wheel. That's rather nice. Like I said, 116,000 miles, feels like it runs strong. I'll definitely have to address the radio. Not having any tunes sucks. We'll take her out on our usual 12-mile trip. Let's see if we got... All right, let me get on the highway and get out of here. Okay, so I mean, I'm running a steady 50 mile an hour, which is the speed limit. So far, so good. I mean, it's not overheating. I mean, I had to get on it a minute ago. It felt like it shifted all right, but I don't know. I kind of felt like it slipped a little bit. Oh no. We'll drive it a little further and see what we think. I mean, might just be a situation where it's a little low on fluid, because it feels like it shifts through the gears fine. I don't know if these had a transmission dipstick. I'll have to do some digging, because I think I want to take a look at that transmission fluid, see how it looks, but it's driving well. I mean, it feels like it shifts good. I'm trying to slow down and get on it a little bit and test it out. All right, let me get to my turnaround spot. We'll take a little closer look at some of the interior. I want to see what's in the trunk. Just curious. I mean, it feels like it shifts fine. I thought it revved kind of high, but it didn't, you know, it didn't do anything funny. I know that my cruise control doesn't work, which I have to chase that down a little bit. And my OBD2 port does not have power. So I'll have to do some digging if we end up getting this. No check engine lights on. You know, I turned the key on, just make sure somebody didn't pull the bulb. It's there. It lights up. So the only thing that's on is the airbag, and I'm sure it has something to do with either a sensor or a pretensioner. But I really can't look until I power up the OBD2 port, which I'm not going to do unless we end up getting this for the kid. Overall, I don't think it's a bad car. I'm not going to have to spend a whole lot of money to get this. I'll have to figure that one out. The other one I'm looking at, I think, is a 2012 Subaru Legacy Limited. It's got similar miles to this. I know it runs good, but I know it's going to need just a little bit of body work on the front bumper to make it perfect. And I know it's got a title brand for not actual mileage. But it's 13 years old, so in the state of Indiana, it'd be mileage exempt, so it's not going to bother me to put a kid in. I've driven it before because we traded for it out of our store, and it runs good. So we'll probably take a look at it as well and just see if that's something we'll think about taking on. All right, so under the hood's a 3-liter. That oil I actually spilt because I opened this while it was while it was running and ruined a brand new shirt because I'm dumb. So everything looks good here. Coolant's probably maybe a hair over full. I probably would need to suck some of that out. Got your power steering fluid there. I don't see anywhere. There's your transmission down there. I mean, everything looks pretty good. I don't see valve covers look like they're not leaking from what I see. Everything over here looks pretty clean. This is what I'm talking about when they redid this. You can see, hope you can see the daylight down there, but it's going to need an inner fender liner. They didn't do you can see the bad job they did. Probably really need to find a fender. I might be able to find one this color. That would be nice. I mean, the hood looks decent. You can just tell they didn't repaint it well. Like I said, it feels like it run and drove fine coming up here. Like I said, you can see over there where it's not aligned, but with that fender in the front, I don't know how it ever would. So in the back, you'll need to put the trunk cardboard on this car to be pretty easy to find. I never found one for my Camry, but we'll get it cleaned out. It looks dry. I mean, the jack, the tire tool, everything's back here. So it's actually going to run. Make sure that sticks on there good. So I mean, no moonroof. I mean, the top looks pretty straight. I got her just sitting here running. I heard the fans kick on, so I know the fans are working. AC blows ice cold. The cool seats work. Like I said, looks like I'll need a seat belt pre-tensioner, or seat belt and a pre-tensioner. I'll have to replace that like right away. I'll have to put a tire on it. The inner fender liner I found for like 40 or 50 bucks. That radio bezel, I only found one, like $30–40. I can put a head unit in this for about $150 with a front and rear camera. I'm really thinking about that because I would have loved to have seen the ride in that Camry. The kid told me he wasn't scared, but there's no damn way. Let me drive this for a little bit and just see what I think. I'm gonna go pick some food up, and we'll check back in when I get back to the store. All right, so I'm sitting here waiting on my food. So far, so good. I mean, I think it's got a little bit of a rattle in the front where that wreck is. I don't think that fender, I think I'll end up replacing it if I buy it, but I can get it super cheap. A lot less than what I paid for the kid's first car, and it's got good miles. Seems like it drives okay. I want to check the transmission fluid, put it in the air, and maybe look at a few more things if I think this is what I'm going to do. So I made it about halfway in the Lincoln, and the transmission started making clanking and slipping and doing a few things. So I went ahead and drove it back. So it's definitely going to need a transmission. So this isn't going to be a good candidate for my stepson's Camry replacement. So we're going to go look again. I actually have to go transfer a vehicle from the lot to the other store, and there's a car down there that may be candidate number 2 because candidate number 1 has some issues. Again, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to my channel. If you like videos like this, please comment down below. What do you think about these Lincolns? This thing drove great other than the transmission. Air blows ice cold. Everything works in it. You know, I really had high hopes, but that's going to be it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll have another one soon. We'll see you then.